Greetings, followers. My name is Iris. Welcome to Of Darkness and Light. I just wanted to talk about where I'm at this morning. So, if some of you have been following me, I've been unwinding executive dysfunction and finding a place of forgiveness um, through lots of exploration. And I have found that for just about everybody um, because two things culturally, we don't understand raising children, and we mess up kids with the media that we provide them um, in the reality forming stages, like 10 to 13 years old. Lots of damage can be done. Um, when we watch fiction that is confusing and we don't teach right after and help kids ground the things that are beyond them, they hold on to them in the wrong way and it becomes a part of their reality forming, and it creates people who think they're in a simulation from the core of their being, and that things don't matter, and that it's all about them. I saw The Truman Show. That has a proper dramatic conclusion that pulls you back out of it. You still want it to be true, even when you watch it when you're 10 to 13 years old. But you know it's not true. You watch Inception, maybe something different. So there's that. There's a fact of a complete suppression of knowledge of cognitive embodiment, which is body intelligence. And it's something that all artists channel. It's what mystics speak from. It's what we all have within us. It's our DNA. And it reflects through our hearts into our minds. My opinion is that our hearts are us and that our minds are a place, a sense that is profound, but is corrupted by its disconnection from the body's intelligence. And this comes from many things. There are so many anti-nutritional um, drinks and foods that are about that do damage to your cognitive embodiment. There's also vaping, which is terrible for your cognitive embodiment. And what it does is it's creating people whose mind is blocked off from their body. And it's making them more easily controlled. And that's by whatever they see on TikTok, whatever they watch on TV, whatever's on their social media feed. And so there's an algorithmic problem of people kind of just like culturing themselves into whatever they're told and believing things and being confused by things that are obvious. So let's talk about the big one. The big reason I forgive everyone is because we are living under Nazi rule. This is America is being run by Nazis. And we need to wake up to it, and that's a hard thing to wake up to, but that's why we're doing this gently, and I'm forgiving people because we still have time to save this woman and her home and her daughter, and not care that the executive order put into place told you all that that language is a violation of women's rights, and that I am by nature an abuser of women and especially need to be protected against by and for little girls. And I have a daughter, and she misses me greatly, and I am a highly disabled woman who has become of my body's intelligence, and that is not something that is understood. But if you look at everything that is on this platform, you will see that I have been doing art therapy here, and I am highly schizophrenic, and I'm just somebody who no one will help because the modern systems of psychiatry have abused me. I am a psychiatry survivor. And every social work organization is bought and owned by psychiatry's whims. Everybody's just selling pills. And there's nothing in me that needs a pill. But I can't do finances. My head's messed up in a way that's very unique, and I can prove it. If someone would help me get a ride and schedule appointments, go and see a psychiatrist who I trust to listen to me, who can write a fucking book about schizophrenia because of me, And so I've been reaching out to humanitarian organizations today. I've been reaching out to humanitarian lawyers, disability lawyers, trans organizations, trans lawyers, social work organizations, tied with the unique abuser I have who has enabled and punished my executive dysfunction, which I am now mostly escaped from, except for the fact that I am now channeling it appropriately to destroy their livelihood, so they don't wield power in the future to do this to more vulnerable adults and women who are mothers, who simply are not included by their estimation. And I'm also looking for legal help for reciprocity from what was done to me, which is torturous and of highest suffering. And I'm looking for restitution against the United States of America, too, for how it has created this situation. Those executive orders are cognitive dissonance informers, enhancers. That's what they do. They show people things they can't acknowledge is real, not fully, because it's too horrendous. And then they look at people like me and they're like, wow, this person's really sad. This is making me feel sad. I'm going to turn away. I'm going to choose not to be this person's friend. I'm going to choose not to help this person. Somebody else will do it. There are systems for that. There are no systems for helping someone like me. There are no systems that don't just abuse schizophrenic people into the dirt. Schizophrenic people who have families don't understand the disease because no one does. Then they're put on antipsychotics and they still kill themselves because they don't even do anything but numb the symptoms and make them not themselves anymore. And I'm telling you, it is abuse of abused people, what we do to schizophrenics. And it's a complete denial and it's a complete projection because schizophrenics are mirrors. And so if they're being psychotic, someone psychotic is abusing them. If they're being violently aggressive with their words, if they're being rapey with their emotions and words, there is a psychotic who is raping them intellectually to death. Hi. I have been navigating the most difficult situation ever, trying to escape the witch fall that leads to a witch burning. And I have, because I'm not screaming anymore, because I'm not angry anymore, because my intelligence is simply too vast. And I know that I have won. A game I was never playing until I realized I was being gamed. It was written in my stories that I would get help and that it would be okay and that I would change things for the better. And that was my subconscious speaking through me, and I believe in it wholeheartedly. And this is where it starts. I forgive you all right now. Except for one person who knew better. Okay. I hope you all have a great day. More content coming. I'm going to try and do some writing this afternoon. I'm going to have another PlayStation 3 Oracle reading coming up here soon. I hope you have a great one. All right.